Hi, everyone. So I'm picking up on a very specific energy tonight, and you guys know that I am setting the goal for myself to do a video every day on the channel, and I already released the collective tarot reading earlier today, so I haven't decided yet if I'm going to double up and do a second video today and then maybe skip tomorrow, or whether I'm going to wait to post this until tomorrow. So I'm just going to listen to my guidance on that and see what feels the most aligned after I get this message out. But the one thing I knew is that this person really wanted to speak through this channel and wanted to come through with a message for someone listening. So regardless of when this video comes out, I hope that it does reach the right person here. I'm getting the name Katie for someone. Also, the letter initial L could be in someone's name. I know that whenever I channel these specific names and details, that these details especially tend to be meant for very specific individuals. So only take what does resonate with you personally. But this is going to be a very specific reading. This will not be for most people listening. If you felt drawn to the title and the thumbnail of this video, which I am going to endeavor to make very specific because I know that this is meant to reach a very specific collective. So if you felt guided to those aspects of the video, then it's very likely that there's someone who I'm hearing they're trying to get a hold of you energetically, spiritually, but they seem to be completely quiet in the physical realm. And I'm actually hearing the word heartbroken. This person seems to be breaking their own heart because of something that they're doing. And it's almost like they're actively aware of it. And at the same time, you might be feeling a little bit heartbroken if you're in this specific collective, because the thing that I was getting most strongly from this person is that they pulled back from you very suddenly and very unexpectedly. I'm hearing just kind of vanished or pulled away. Now, I am hearing temporary, so it's very likely that this pulling away is just a temporary situation. But for whatever reason, and this is why I wanted to channel into this, because it feels very strange, very mysterious. I'm not sure exactly why this person feels as though they can't just come outright themselves and tell you why. They can't just explain to you why they've been pulling away. But for some reason, that's how they feel. They feel as though, I'm hearing they're too embarrassed to just come out and say the insecurity that they're really feeling here. And so instead, they've just backed away or pulled away very suddenly with the Page of Swords in the reverse position. It's almost as though this person has perceived themselves as a page energy. I'm hearing, I feel like all I can really offer you is conversation or communication, and I feel like that's not enough. So maybe this is a connection where the two of you have dominantly related through talking and speaking to one another. For some reason, I'm hearing something about turtle doves potentially being significant to your connection. So let's see what the symbolism is there. So this can be about love and faithfulness. They are birds that mate for life and mourn the loss of their mate, lasting bonds, isolation. It's almost like this person is isolating themselves from you, but then mourning the connection at the same time. It's like they've got you on this pedestal and they really don't want to see anyone else with you, but they don't see themselves as being able to offer you enough, because again, I feel that dominantly what they are offering you at this time is communication. I'm hearing banter, witty conversation, intellectual conversation. It seems as though the two of you have this really strong mental bond, this strong intellectual bond, this way of, I'm hearing a style of communicating that is really well matched, but this person wishes that they could give you so much more, and they almost feel embarrassed that they can't. I'm hearing something about their work. So maybe they're embarrassed of what they do for work, or they wish that they were doing something that you would find more impressive, or they feel like they're working towards something, but they're still so far from that. I'm hearing I have a long way to go. So that might be how this person is feeling. I'm also hearing, let me break out of the karmic contract first. And I don't really sense this as another relationship. I feel as though this is a karmic contract that has to do with their life generally, whether it's their circumstances, their work, their family situation. I feel like there's a lot of heavy energy around this person. I'm even getting the word grief that they have been holding back, that they've not necessarily been open about here, that they've not really wanted you to be privy to. So I'm going to get more details on this. By the way, if you want a private, personal tarot reading with me done, written via email, I've never offered them before on the channel, but I am now doing a free tarot reading giveaway every month on this channel. So once a month, at the end of the month, I will be drawing a winner from the free tarot reading giveaway. So if you're watching this video before December 31st, 2024, then if you leave a comment under the video, subscribe to the channel, and like the video, this will automatically enter you into our free tarot reading giveaway for the month of December. And I will be announcing the winner for the December giveaway on January 1st, 2025. And the full rules and instructions to enter the reading are in the description box of this video. Again, it's entirely free to enter. But here with Blossoming Abundance and Cornucopia, I'm getting that this is someone who has been intentionally taking things extremely slow with you. But the reason that they've recently pulled back very suddenly is because I'm hearing they've gotten ahead of themselves. They've found it very difficult recently to pace this connection in the same way, to keep things going slowly. And this is creating almost this frustration with themselves internally, where a part of them is trying so hard to keep this very paced. I just keep seeing like something to do with horses, but also the expression like the cart before the horse, or hold your horses, or something like that. Something horse related, but it feels like this person is afraid that they're kind of losing control of their horse here, so to speak, getting out ahead of themselves. And I know that was mixing a lot of metaphors there, but you kind of get the point of what I'm trying to say. It's almost like they got overwhelmed, but this overwhelm is happening entirely internally. It's not anything that you did here. I'm hearing that you may be overanalyzing what you did or what you said or what happened in this connection. But this person, they have nothing but romantic feelings towards you. There's nothing that you did on your end to change their admiration of you. In fact, if anything, this person has only become more attracted to you and more drawn to you recently. And that is what is complicating their ability to move this forward slowly, which again, they feel that they need to move this forward slowly to really pace this, to slow it down, because they feel that they need that time to really better themselves, to, especially when it comes to their work, there seems to be something about allowing themselves to get more stabilized or confident about their work situation or their personal life, that closing out of the karmic contract that we were describing. Now, maybe for some of them, this is a literal contract, like a job contract or something of that nature. But I'm hearing that this has created this internal frustration because they desperately want to move towards you, but it's almost like they are rejecting themselves here, or again, they are breaking their own heart here. So I'm going to be reshuffling the cards. I will say with Cornucopia and Blossoming Abundance, this is someone who does, and the word desperately keeps coming out here, like they desperately want to manifest something here with you for the long term. So I'm going to pull another card here from the traditional tarot. Yeah, this person, They feel deep in something emotionally that is also requiring them to kind of stabilize themselves in an emotional sense. And this is playing a role into why they've pulled away from you recently, because with the Four of Swords, as I said earlier, I am sensing grief. I'm also hearing seasonal. So it may have something to do with the season. For those of you who have celebrated Thanksgiving in the United States recently, this could be related to this person having spent time with old friends or old family members around the holidays, and connecting with these people from their past may have actually reactivated some insecurities within them in kind of a subconscious way that are now causing them to feel almost like they're slipping into this insecurity, this sadness here, and needing some time to emotionally regroup. I'm hearing, I don't want you to see me this way. So this is someone who doesn't want you to see them in this lower state of being emotionally, in this insecure state of being. And again, they're trying to build something here for the long term. They're definitely feeling a lot of the extremes at the moment. Now, this is something that we've actually all been going through collectively, especially those of you who identify as light workers, empaths, sensitive beings. You have most likely been experiencing a lot of the extremes lately, especially in your emotional world, where you might one moment be feeling very low energy, very apathetic, very much as though all you can really do is lay in bed because you're feeling this stagnancy. And then that energy could pass and you could suddenly be feeling extremely energized, extremely creative. This also could be affecting your sleep schedule because these bursts of energy could come very late at night when typically you'd be sleeping. And also those lower energies, that sadness, that grief, that apathy could actually happen during the day when you are trying to make yourself be productive. So I am getting that you may have been experiencing a lot of these extremes lately. And as I've channeled in some of the recent reading videos, I just saw 12:22 on the recording timer. That feels significant for someone. I also got the names Josh or John. But as we've been talking about, what's really happening here is that you are being broken open to be able to expand, to hold even more light in your being. I'm seeing a skunk or maybe like a black and white cat for someone. You are expanding to be able to hold more light. And so in a sense, you are having that space carved out within you through experiencing more of the extremes on both ends of your emotional range, both the lows and the highs. And the guidance here is to really allow yourself to flow with that to the best of your ability. I know that this can be really difficult, especially when you have certain daily responsibilities and obviously things that you feel you need to do and get done. But be so easy on yourself. Be so gentle with yourself. Give yourself as much rest and care and self-love and nourishment as you can. I mean, always, but especially at this time, because we are really going through something energetically. I've spoken about this being a kind of crown chakra activation that is really actually clearing out everything that we may have been, it's almost like closing all the loops on the things that we were emotionally healing and working on in 2024, but it's happening very, very fast. This kind of clearing out of those energies and those lessons. And at times, even people, you may notice that certain people in your life right now are suddenly disconnecting from you, or it's almost like you've shifted onto a new timeline and they've just kind of disappeared from your reality. I mean, not literally, they still exist, but the two of you just don't seem to be crossing paths or aligning in the same way. This is totally normal and all part of what's happening here collectively. Everyone is going through this in some form or another. So it's so important to hold that compassion for others as well, because we are all experiencing this at this time in our own way. Although those of you that are very energetically sensitive are probably experiencing it to an even greater degree because you're feeling it even more consciously. So this person that's coming up here that's connected to you, know that they're going through some of those same activations and shifts and changes that have been really intense that we've been channeling into, especially in the last week on this channel. If you've been tuning in here regularly. Now, if you are new here, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. I do collective tarot readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But for the month of December, I have been challenging myself to do these daily videos. So anyway, the number 1222, by the way, signifies a positive message of harmony, balance, and new beginnings, a sign that you are on the right path. Trust your intuition while navigating these changes. So I feel this is a message for you, regardless of who this person is or how they may have been disconnecting from you or pulling away from you recently. I feel it's very important to affirm to yourself that this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with an activation that they are personally, spiritually experiencing, with insecurities that are coming up as part of that activation, how they are working to clear those within themselves and stabilize themselves. But this really does not seem to have anything to do with their personal or romantic feelings towards you. In fact, part of why they're keeping their distance is I'm hearing they would rather distance themselves temporarily than lose you forever. So from their perspective, they're afraid of you seeing them in this messier, more insecure, lower state of being and being permanently pushed away. So they're keeping their distance at these times rather than, I'm hearing, coming off as clingy. This person may be concerned about coming off as too desperate or needy, even though the kind of paradox here is that word desperately has kept reemerging in this reading because they do seem to desperately want to connect with you and desperately want you in their life for the long term. I just sense so much tug of war internally happening within this person. And I have a feeling that you've been picking up on some of that as well through energetic transference, where you are most likely feeling this person's energy, even feeling some of that angst, some of that tension, that internal conflict. You might even be picking up on it subconsciously because the telepathic link between the two of you seems to be really strong. So I just saw 1717 on the recording timer. But if that's connecting for you, I really recommend daily energy clearing and energy hygiene. I personally use Subliminals every day for this kind of energy clearing because I found that they help me feel so clear and grounded and keep my vibration high all day long. I've been using Subliminals for years because they are the number one manifestation tool, the number one most effective tool I've discovered to manifest the things that I desire in my life. So I still use them every single day. I'm so passionate about them. And I've now created my own library of subliminals that I share through my app, Sound and Soulful. So as you can see on the screen, on this app, I have over 130 subliminals for every area of life. So there are subliminals for mood, money, mindset, love, relationships, energy clearing, manifestation, and so many other things as well. And for those of you who don't know, subliminals are so incredibly powerful because unlike traditional spoken affirmations and traditional meditations, they work with the subconscious mind, which actually is the powerhouse of the mind. Research has shown it's our subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. And subliminals directly access and help you to reprogram your subconscious because they contain unconscious spoken affirmations embedded within other sounds, tones, and frequencies. So you can use these subliminals to manifest in different areas of your life to start getting the energy moving in those new positive directions. And when you create an account in the app, you can create your own custom private playlists. You can listen to the subliminals overnight while you're sleeping. You can check them out in 10 different background sound options for every single one. And you can read the affirmations while you are listening. There are now over 1,200 reviews for the app. It has an overall 4.9 star rating in the Apple App Store. So I'm so happy and grateful that so many of you are seeing results from using them and incorporating them into your life just as I have. And If you haven't yet tried them out, I really recommend giving them a try, noticing how they help you to shift the energy in positive directions in your life. And the link to download the Sound and Soulful app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. When you use the code YouTubeLove in all caps, you get 10% off in the app. So again, all of that is in the pinned comment and description box below. Okay, so here we have on this person's energy, the woman holding a coin in the upright position. And I'm definitely picking up on a controlling feminine energy. This could be a mother. This could be a family member. In fact, I'm getting for many of them, this may have been a family member or an old friend that they saw during the holidays or recently, where this person reactivated some of the old version of them. Now, if that's not the case, this could just speak to some kind of generalized insecurity within this person that somehow was reactivated recently. I heard something about baseball. I'm not sure if that resonates for someone, but here I have the card envy. And so, yeah, this person made them feel as though they weren't enough. They triggered some of those self-consciousnesses in them. Maybe they made them self-conscious about something. Specifically, it could have been, I'm hearing self-conscious because they felt as though they would never be able to be enough for any feminine energy because they weren't enough for this person. So whether this was a family member, I do feel for many of them, it may have been a mother, whether it was a sister, a friend, an ex, a romantic person, I feel like this person caused them to feel as though they would never be good enough for a feminine energy in their life. If this person is a masculine, maybe these dynamics are reversed in your case, so take it however it resonates. It is interesting that's coming up here because I hadn't used those labels masculine or feminine yet in the reading, but now they're coming up here near the end. So maybe for many of you listening, you resonate more so with your feminine energy, and this person is more so a masculine energy. Although do keep in mind, these labels do not necessarily connect with particular genders. They are labels to describe energy dynamics, and we all have a balance of both energies within us. Now, here we have the card, you feel like home to me. But for some of them, I'm actually getting that you feel more like home to them than people that they grew up with, friends that they've known forever. I'm getting for many of them, they may have a group of friends that they've known for a very long time in their life, and yet somehow they feel closer with you. Somehow they feel as though you know them on a deeper level. I'm getting chills all over while I'm channeling this, so I know this is really resonating for someone listening. But I got the letter initials ARN, B, L, and E. Those could be in someone's name. With, I'm scared of being vulnerable with you. It's like, yeah, this person feels as though you are more familiar to them. I'm hearing more, it's like they trust you in a more natural, easy way than they even trust the people that they feel they should trust, like friends that they've grown up with forever, family members. They feel like they trust you more than people who have spent more time around them. And we also have the card, I am in denial about my feelings. Specifically, I feel as though this person keeps trying to convince themselves that maybe they can put this on a back burner until they're more stable and able to pursue it in a stronger way. Maybe they'll be able to kind of brush it off and hope that the two of you reconnect when they're feeling more secure. Yet they can't stay away from you. And that's where we got that kind of cart before the horse metaphor coming out, where this person is trying to stop. They're trying to slow down, but they feel like they can't. And that's why sometimes they just completely stay away from you. I saw something about soup or cooking soup or something along those lines, but they will just stay away from you when they feel as though they can't get enough of you. I almost get the sense of like someone who's trying to dry themselves out from an addiction, and they can't even have a little bit of whatever that thing is because it sends them back into that spiral. And it's like you are the addiction for this person. They feel like they can't just have a little bit of you, or they just want more and more. Can I get more information about how this person is thinking or feeling towards you at this time? I got the word afraid and in love. even if they're in denial about it, afraid to be vulnerable, wanting to manifest more physical connection with you, with cornucopia and community. Can I get some clarifiers on what this person wants out of this connection? Okay, so there's this feeling of wanting more physical closeness with you, but being afraid to be vulnerable, and that naturally comes with closeness. Do you see this constant tug of war in this reading? It's like 1 minute this person wants to be physically closer, and the next minute, well, they don't want to be a burden, and they're afraid that they're going to be if the two of you do get physically closer. And it kind of just keeps going back and forth. You probably intuitively feel that push and pull happening within this person all the time. But I do feel with the 6 of Wands here, ultimately, their heart is going to win out, because this card is about victory, triumph, but it's also connected to the heart space. So I feel that in that tug of war within themselves, their heart is ultimately going to win. And with the 7 of Swords reverse, they're going to be confessing something from their heart, coming forward with something. And with King of Pentacles in the upright position, I see that I'm hearing those feelings of insecurity will fade over time. So this may be a matter of patience here, especially if there was a specific event or person that they met up with or connected with, or maybe over the holidays that they saw recently who reactivated some of these insecurities within them. For some of them, it may have not even been a literal person. It may have been going back to their childhood environment. Even if they didn't have any specific traumas in their childhood, it may have just been being in that environment somehow triggered this younger, less mature, more insecure version of themselves that they've been trying to outgrow. And it's almost like I'm hearing, I'm not letting myself have this. It's almost like they see you as this ultimate prize on this pedestal that they're denying themselves of because they don't feel worthy, that they're not letting themselves have. But I do feel as there is some distance put between this triggering event that they went through, whether it was going back home, having these insecurities reactivated, or something else, whatever it was that triggered that insecurity, the further they get away from that event, the more their natural sense of newfound confidence will return, because that really is the direction that they're evolving in with the Strength card. And they're going to begin showing up more as that King of Pentacles in the upright position. And I'm getting that you're going to have some breakthrough with this person, but it's really requiring you to just give them the space, to give them the breathing room right now to work through whatever they're going through emotionally, or really rather just to allow it to pass. Because again, I do feel that it's going to fade naturally on its own. And I feel that it's very important with the Queen of Wands that you stay in your place of power, independence, self-confidence, self-love, and don't allow yourself to be too affected by this person's actions or reactions either way, because really they're just in this tug of war within themselves right now. So again, if you are going through this and you want some support in energy clearing, then I really recommend checking out the Subliminals in my app, Sound and Soulful. You can find it by searching in the app stores or by downloading it directly using the pinned comment underneath the video, where I've left a link to directly download the app. And as I said earlier, you can use the code YouTubeLove in all capital letters for 10% off your membership in the app. Otherwise, I am really hoping that you received some message of clarity or guidance from this reading today. If so, I would love to hear from you in the comments. And of course, by commenting, liking, and subscribing, you are entering our free tarot reading giveaway as well. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself for more inspiration, information, and energy updates. And I will connect with you here again in the next video.